Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
How's that for a slice of fried gold?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how this machine worked.
It seems to run on some form of electricity.
And it was wrong. It was a bad call, Ripley. It was a bad call.
Bad call.
Some are good for fighting, others for dying.
It's just two movies.
All right, this is it. Is this the intro still? Or is the intro?
I don't know. Do you want it to be?
Dude, last time I did this, I was like, all right, I'm getting pumped up.
Do you want it to be?
I'm like Michael Jordan.
I think this is the intro now. I think we're doing this. Eat that mic a little bit if you would. Welcome back to another episode of It's Just Two Movies. My name is Daniel King. In the studio with me this evening,
Jackson. What's up?
Jackson!
Oh, yeah, I should have been more dramatic. Hold up.
Let's fucking go.
You gotta let it build. Gotta let it build just a little bit.
Do.
Alright, you gotta pull me in.
Oh, do you want me to introduce you a second time? In the studio with me this evening, Jackson! There it is. That's way more high energy. I'm liking this. If it's your first time tuning into the show, what we do is watch two movies. One of them is good. The other one, hopefully, is so bad it's good.
Dude, it's usually good.
That's usually, yeah. I think we have a better track record of hits than we do misses.
Those old bad movies or even new bad movies, like, I appreciate them.
I'm digging them mostly, yeah.
It makes everything a little more enjoyable because you're like, somebody got paid a lot of money to put that out, and it was terrible.
Oh, shit ton of money. So,
it's like they're a professional. They got paid a lot.
1 second. Sorry, I'm answering a text message. Dude,
I am hyped. Let's go. Let's go play some basketball.
I am also hyped. So, yeah, we watched two movies this week, and you haven't been on the show in a while. We were going to do this previously, and we had some scheduling conflicts. So here we are to do Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Across.
Yeah.
The entire Spider-Verse.
Not up in it. All the way across.
It broke it down.
Yeah, let's see where we're going with that. And then we're going to watch another weird thing later, but let's go ahead and get into it.
I'm still hyped.
Yeah, it's a good hype song, for real.
Just imagine Michael Jordan being him, like getting ready in the locker room.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Boy, the Bulls are having a real run at it, huh?
Are they?
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is a PG 2023 action sci-fi film, 2-hour, 20-minute runtime. It's got a 8.7 out of 10 on IMDb, 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. Let's see here. What else I got? 89% of Google users like this movie. It is directed by Joaquim Dos Santos, Justin K. Thompson, and Kemp Powers. It's the sequel to Spider-Man Beyond. Or wait, it has an upcoming sequel called Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. But evidently,
I'm not going to say anything. Hold on. Are we going full spoiler here, or are we going? What are we doing?
Not just yet.
Okay,
we can in a minute though. I don't know if that is still happening for sure. Because Sony's like, oh yeah, we're making it, but there was like a big thing that came out, like they were treating their
only money they got.
They were treating their animators and their writers quite poorly, and that was one of the things that I believe set the stone in motion for the writer's strike. So
they got to come to a deal on this one.
They got to, yeah. I deserve a follow up to this.
I will riot.
Yeah, I don't deserve much. But I deserve Beyond the Spider-Verse. You got to make it happen. So this stars just voice actor. Obviously, this is an animated film in no particular order. Oscar Isaac, Haley Stanfield, Shameik Moore, Karen Sony, Daniel Kaluuya, Jason Schwartzman, Andy Samberg. Fuck, there's a ton of people to mention in here. Let's see here. Issa Rae, Donald Glover, Andrew Garfield. Oh, Donald Glover and Andrew Garfield are just in it. So weird. And Brian Tyree Henry, I would like to mention him as well. So, Jackson.
Yes.
I guess, would you say that you and I are of the same opinion that Into the Spider-Verse is the best Spider-Man thing. Like, just period.
We are in complete 100% alignment with that.
Okay, great. I don't think that's a super hot take, but there are a lot of people that really defend the other ones, and that's okay. Like your thing. I just think this thing's the best. I just think it's the best. It's the freshest.
It's able to bring the Spider-Man that everyone grew up loving to life.
Yeah.
More so than any other action film, like any other live action movie.
I think
this
so.
brings it, that comic book feel, into the 3D world.
It's got more gravity. It's heavier. You know what I mean? It's a heavier film.
I don't think you just can't do some of the stuff in the live action movies.
Yeah. But it's weird, though. The things that I like the most about these movies are like how good just the heartfelt parts of it are written. And you could do that in a regular movie because that's just two people talking.
Right. And they do an excellent job.
Oh, yeah. They're fantastic.
Wow. Like, not crying, it's allergies. It's just,
I was crying like a bitch. I wasn't. But, there's a lot of really touching, powerful stuff in these two films. If you've never seen either of these, there's gonna be spoilers peppered in for both.
Hold up. If you haven't seen Into the Spider-Verse, turn this off right now. Get your ass to the couch and go watch that fucking movie.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It will blow your mind. Even if you don't really, you're like, oh, I fucking hate superheroes. I bet you'll still like it.
I think
if you fucking hate Spider-Man specifically because you just hate Spider-Man, I still think you'll like it.
I think you would too. I think for a lot of people, the turn off on Into the Spider-Verse or these movies is the animation. Just it being animated.
Oh, dude, you're missing out.
And
because it's fucking
This is
beautiful.
not just animated. This is next level 21st century animation.
Very stylized. Well, have you seen the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, Mutant Mayhem? Okay, we can watch it later if you want.
No, we're going to watch
I have it.
Bad movie.
Yeah, we are going to watch a bad movie. But it also very visually impressive. They're kind of doing the same thing, but not. It's like it's styled like it was just drawn with markers. You know what I mean? Like it's fucking cool looking. I'll show you like 5 minutes of it. Yeah, it's just a really fresh take, and it is intoxicating to look at. It looks so fucking cool.
Well, I could go to sleep this movie every night.
Yeah, it's a little bright for me, but...
Well, I mean, the first opening scene is pretty pastel. Is that how you say pastel?
Pastel.
Pastel? Is it pastel or pastel? Or is it depending on if you're French or you're English?
Oh, yeah, that's pastel.
Okay.
I got you, dog.
Pastel colors.
Yeah.
Parts of the movie. First 20 minutes, pastel.
There are some so anyway, we're gonna do spoilers for both of these movies going forward. So if you've never seen them, we would highly recommend you pause this and check them out, or you can check it out after we talk about it if you want, if that's what you're into.
Yeah, if you're lazy and you don't want the real experience.
I do all the time. I'll listen to a review of a thing and then go watch it. I feel like I just can listen to it objectively.
I mean, if you just
I want to know what I'm getting into without, let me. I can still enjoy the movie.
Well, and we bring a little breadth or depth to the conversation because we've seen not all of it, but we have a lot of background in these types of movies from growing up with this.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like someone like that's of, I don't know, a younger generation, they wouldn't see Spider-Man the same as we do.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
It's a crazy thought.
That is a crazy thought. But yeah, okay, so full spoilers about it from here on out, and I'm sure we'll have multiple tangents and shit like that as well. Okay, so Spider-Man, etc., thwipping and gliding across Brooklyn.
What? Hold on, where are we starting?
So we'll just start with across the Spider-Verse.
Across the Spider-Verse. So, what I text you yesterday?
I don't know. You said you just text me. You're like, "Fuck, that was amazing," or something like that.
I go, "This was fucking epic."
Yeah.
Like this was the first time I had seen Across the Spider-Verse. After watching Into the Spider-Verse, which is one of my favorite movies now. Now I've seen Across the Spider-Verse. I'm like, holy shit! They went next level with the movie I love.
Yeah. It really kind of exceeded the bar, if I'm being honest.
It's pretty long. It's like 2 hours, 20 minutes. And I was like, the first part of it was like the opening scene is about 20 minutes.
I tell you, what's cool is when you feel like you're halfway through the movie, or like you feel like you're 3/4 of the way through the movie, and you look and you like kind of get excited. It's still got 30 minutes left. Well, because there's so much shit happening.
Dude, no, when I saw there was like 20, 30 minutes left, I was a little afraid. I was like, how are they going to end this?
How's it going to wrap up? Because it doesn't wrap up. It's how, right?
Yeah. I was like, there is no way they can finish this story appropriately in this amount of time.
It's because there's another one coming.
It's like Infinity War to Endgame.
Yeah, that is very true. Now we're just the part where it sucks. We've got to wait so long.
Well, it's one of those. Oh, I love it though. This is why you buy the rights to Spider-Man if you're whatever company who is it Disney? Disney buy it?
Yes. Yeah.
This is why.
No, this is a Sony product, I think.
But I think I don't remember.
That's why it's I think it's why it's on Netflix and not Disney Plus. But I think
Disney bought, or there's been an ongoing.
Disney has a deal with Sony in regards to Spider-Man.
Because this is why you buy it.
Right.
Because this is a fucking amazing thing to do, and you can see the future with like what you could do with this.
Right.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah. Also, like fucking amazing video games. I haven't played 2 yet, but incredible games.
Dude, no. Yeah, I don't have a PlayStation, so I haven't played it, but I've seen like the just some reviews and some gameplay of it. And people are like, this is the greatest thing. Almost like Assassin's Creed. Like, remember when that first came out? You're like, you can do all these
You're like,
cool
damn,
moves.
I can jump off a building?
Like,
but
this
now
is amazing.
Now you can jump off the fucking tallest building in Brooklyn and then fucking...
You can actually be Spider-Man.
Yeah, you can be Spider-Man. The combat's so comfortable. It's just a good game.
You ever played Arkham Asylum?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Remember when you first played that? You're like, whoa.
Right.
You could do some awesome shit here.
That became the format for several years, actually, for just pretty much any standard...
good Batman game.
Combat, yeah. Okay, so let's talk about this movie, though. Where...
How do you want to start this?
Okay,
I want to start it, but I want to be... Do we want to... Like...
I think for the sake of time...
Okay. Yeah. Time. Fuck time.
Right? I can do both. I think for the sake of time, it would make more sense for me to just sprint it, and then we can go back and talk about it.
Okay.
We can go back and talk about whatever you want.
Okay.
But just for the narrative to go like this, so here's what happens in the movie. So...
Okay, let me set one thing up.
Okay.
I watched the movie 2 days ago. First time I had ever seen it. I came here tonight and I was like, Danny, I wish I'd have watched it again. Like, I really wish I'd have watched. There was so much to take in that I just didn't catch everything.
It's a lot.
I'm kind of bummed that I'm not able to talk about it at that level, but it's okay.
Well, I'll catch you up on the whole thing.
All right,
okay,
let's go.
So you've got Miles Morales. He's trying to balance being a great student and being Spider-Man with his home life, but he's feeling big sad because all of his Spider-Man friends from the other movie they're not around anymore. They're in their respective dimensions. He runs into a villain claiming to be his nemesis. That is the Spot. The Spot has a I don't know what you would call it, like magic holes. That's his superpowers, magic spots.
Think of the guy off of
he does like
Watchmen.
It's like a Doctor Strange portal.
Watchmen. Who's the
Yeah, but it's like he's putting his arm through a Doctor Strange portal. He puts it in over here, but it punches you in the face over there.
The fuck's the dude's name at Watchmen?
Rorschach.
Imagine him with like
full
dimensional
body.
powers.
Yeah.
Punching through his face.
He's funny though. He's a bit of levity. This guy.
I thought he was kind of. I thought it was Ryan Reynolds for the longest time. I was like,
yeah, it's fucking Schwartzman. He sounds like him. So anyway, he's like, yeah, you're my nemesis and blah, 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 and I've got a backstory. And he's like, oh, man, this guy's a joke. He's just a villain of the week, whatever. So he
kind of was.
He can't quite catch that guy. And then all of a sudden, you cut back to Gwen Stacy. Gwen Stacy, her and her dad aren't getting along so great. And she's like, fuck, and they have a really... Yeah, I do want to go back and talk about that, though. Those scenes with her and her dad, those are beautiful. But they're not getting along so great. Her dad catches her being Spider-Man, and he's going to have her arrested. So she is intercepted by some other spider people that are like portal transporting or whatever. after she goes to get a Vulture. There's like cops come on the APB and she escapes her dad. And she goes to battle Vulture, whatever. And
we can get to all that.
Yeah. We'll come back to all that stuff. Anyway, she gets looped in with Spider-Man 2099. And she gets looped in with all these other people that are like dimension traveling Spider-Man. That's what they do. Save the timeline.
Yeah, you're in the Spider-Verse. So think of Endgame when you open up the multiverse. You got a bunch of Spider-Men and women and creatures.
Yeah. So now Gwen can travel through different dimensions, and that's where you see her like, hey, Miles, you want to hang out, or you got a minute or whatever? And she comes to visit him, and he's like, what the fuck? So they're catching up, and she essentially is like, yeah, this is kind of what I'm doing. It's a pretty select team. I can't, like, get you in or whatever. But she's there to prevent something else. She's there to clean up the spot.
Partly.
Partly. Yeah, so you find out for other various reasons that I do not want to spoil. I think I can leave this out, and that's enough impact to still make it a fresh film for anybody.
Okay.
The why.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, I kind of want to talk. The why is so fun.
You can, though. We'll come back to it. So she joins this force of spider people. She goes to visit Miles. She's like, haha, yeah, all right. And then she's going to leave. And Miles, can turn invisible. And he's invisible, and he's watching her. And she goes through the portal. And he sits there, and he thinks about it. And then he goes through the portal.
He goes into the Spider-Verse.
So he follows her to this weird fucking
Spider Town.
Spider honeycomb portal hole.
What time is it there?
Oh, dude, who knows? Daytime? What? What's that face mean?
Just think about it. What time? Like, what timeline? What?
Oh, is it there? That seems like that would be the future.
Like, whose timeline?
Miguel's, I think.
It would have to be Miguel's, I think.
Yeah.
I think you're right. But, like, what time is he? Anyway, never mind.
Yeah. No, it's Miguel's. He tells it in his backstory. Anyway, so he's like, hey, here's what you're going to do. You're going to go to get your friend. You're going to go get him, and you're going to bring him here, and you're going to get him to shut the fuck up, and we're going to have to, fuck him up. And she's like, okay, I'll do it, Spider Daddy. And then she goes back to Earth. She's like, Miles, you got to come with me. And he goes. And they fucking... No, they're already in the spider place. Anyway, he goes to talk to him. And Miguel O'Hara, he's not a very nice guy.
So... Miguel, he is a badass Spider-Man. And he's got a lot of pressure on him.
He's tough,
and
boy.
And you can tell he has a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Like he's just not having it.
No, he's a tough bastard.
It's like, this is how it's going to happen.
He don't want nobody's jokes. Even Peter says to him, he's like, why aren't you funny? You're the only one of us. You're Spider-Man's supposed to be funny. You're the only one that's not funny.
You're almost a villain, dude. You're almost a villain.
He is. Love his fucking suit, though. Love that look.
Dude, it's tough.
He's got a white armor suit, too, that also looks equally as badass.
Okay. Where do we end up?
Okay, so Miles is like, no, and he escapes. He escapes all the Spider-Men. Escapes them all. And he gets back to what he thinks is his dimension, but a machine that reads his DNA didn't pick up his DNA. It picked up the DNA from the spider that bit Miles. Well, the spider that bit Miles wasn't from his dimension. It was from Dimension 42.
42.
So he fucking gets there and slowly starts to realize that this dimension has never had a Spider-Man because the radioactive spider for it was in his dimension.
And that's what was in his blood to transport him.
Yeah, so he's now in a world that has never had a Spider-Man. And Uncle Aaron's alive.
Uncle Aaron is alive, and he's not.
His dad died, and and Miles is also alive and is the Prowler.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, Uncle Aaron's not the Prowler.
No,
You think it is like, oh, it's gonna be. Anyway, let's start from the beginning.
Okay,
we ran through that.
I want to talk about fucking Gwen Stacy, like her scenes with her father.
Yeah, that was 20 minutes of setup in the very first part of the movie.
Man, it's beautiful too.
Okay, so I went into this movie not knowing. I don't watch previews or anything. If I like a movie and I want to watch it again or watch the next part of it,
yeah,
I don't really watch previews or anything unless it just shows up in my face.
Yeah, I usually don't either. Or if I do, I try to limit them to like 30 seconds.
So I came into this movie with no idea what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, 2 hours, 20 minutes. This is going to be long. And then the first 20 minutes, roughly, I don't know, I was like, okay, it's going to be about Gwen Stacy and her Spider-Man. I was like, that's where it's going. Then 20 minutes into it, it goes, whatever, Spider-Man. That was just an introduction. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When you get like the title, the vanity title come up.
Yeah. But her scenes with her dad and her story, like, because I love how they tell her story.
Oh, yeah. It's good. What it makes you feel for her.
No, it's like, oh, now I understand. Like, you have to understand, like, each Spider-Man has a different version of their self.
Right.
Wherever they're at. So, like, her story was rather intriguing because you knew she killed Peter Parker. You're like, how the fuck did she kill Peter Parker?
Right, because he turned into the lizard.
Yeah, he turned into...
Also, maybe my favorite lizard look ever. That he's just a giant fucking monitor lizard. What? Get the fuck out of here. It looks terrifying.
Dude, you know Komodo dragons are actually dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah. So we're fucking crocodiles and alligators, man.
That's true too. But like, if you want to look at something from a dinosaur's perspective, like, let's look at a Komodo dragon.
Dude, yeah, Komodo dragon and like alligators, crocodiles. That body schema has not changed for millions of years. It's been exactly the same.
So Peter Parker,
if it ain't broke,
takes the blood of the alligator people.
What?
The crocodile people.
Crocodile people?
Yeah.
What crocodile people?
So Peter Parker.
Yeah.
The reptile people, sorry.
Well, yeah. So usually it's a gentleman named Dr. Connors. Dr. Kirk Connors is the lizard.
Yeah, the guy that turned, like, he wants to be
but in her
stronger.
Dimension, it's cool that, like, in her dimension, she also has a lizard. But how different can it be? Very different. It can be Peter Parker.
It can be Peter Parker. The Peter Parker that's supposed to be Spider-Man, but is not because he gets picked on and never got the spider powers.
Yeah,
it's all about the spider. Which one?
He's a fucking
what
nerd.
What spider actually bites who?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And sometimes the spider jumps dimensions.
Right. I wonder if that spider wouldn't have bitten Miles Morales and it would have just bitten Peter Parker in that Universe 42 or whatever. That's what he's got to do. No, Peter Parker's dead. No? Yeah, he's got to find the Peter Parker in Universe 42.
Know.
That's what he's got to do.
We don't know.
Yeah. Or Aunt May. Either one. You know what I mean?
So, no, he can't find the Peter... Well, he could find the Peter Parker. Okay, so what I want to say about like how this is laid out, it's set up so well.
It really is.
Because I was like going into the end of the movie, I'm like, okay, I don't like spoilers, and I feel like it's gonna hang on a spoiler. And it did, but if you do it right, then it's fucking okay. You got me. You got me hooked in. All right, I'm in. Whatever you did that to me. Whatever. I'll go with it. It's gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
And they set this up so beautifully. Like, so Spider-Man in the multiverse. So we're used to talking about universe Spider-Man.
Right.
And they have their own coming of age story.
What's Miles's is like 1066 or something like that?
Right. So Miles, he gets kind of cheated on his coming to age story because he has a Spider-Man in his verse.
Yeah.
But his real coming to age story is in the multiverse. That's when he separates himself.
Right.
He's like, oh, this is actually my story. This is who I am.
Yeah.
That's what I love about this movie.
Yeah, he's reinventing himself.
Like
you know what I mean?
He comes, like, this is his coming of age story.
Mm-hmm.
But not in his universe because he wasn't supposed to be Spider-Man there. He was supposed to be Spider-Man in the multiverse.
Right.
And this is how he... Like, I think we talked about that in our first Into the Spider-Verse. I'm pretty sure we did. But
to give that many Spider-Man the slip?
Yeah.
What are you, insane? Spider-Man's crazy fast.
And smart.
Right.
I mean, Miguel was like, he looked like he was Iron Man out there. Just...
Miguel, man. All right, I want to talk about the Vulture fight. How fucking awesome was Renaissance Vulture?
might have been my favorite part of the movie because it was so unexpected.
It would keep showing like the drawings and the way the anime, like when his she ripped his wings off and he like fucking new ones sprouted out or whatever.
He was terrifying.
That looks amazing, and he does look terrifying.
And he just imagine like being like he was probably like a god, like in the 14th century or whatever. They're like,
right.
It's like, dude,
what do you do with that?
Nothing. Like you just worship it. I think
a trebuchet, huh? Have you seen that thing move? It's just like,
yeah, it was amazing.
Looks amazing. I like the combat between Spider-Woman, fucking Lady Silk. Is that no? It's not Lady Silk. The girl that shoots it out of her fingertips, has them on the motorcycle. She's pregnant.
She's pregnant.
It's just Spider-Woman.
I thought that was a little irresponsible.
It is just Spider-Woman. Yeah, it's just
I was like, you went into combat with the pregnant belly.
If anybody could do it, it was, you know what I mean?
I was like, come on, you need to like take some rest. Like, let's not.
Right, put your feet up.
It's like, chill out. Like, we don't need you that bad.
Yeah, take it easy, girl. Damn. And Miguel, Spider-Man 2099. Good teamwork segment with all them working together. Really like that.
Yeah, so you get a taste of how this plays out. So there's a team of spider people, and you don't know like what's going on really. Like you get Gwen Stacy. Sorry, you get her like intro, right? And then you follow along with like, oh, these new spider people like dimension hop.
Yeah.
And Gwen Stacy's story, like she is like, I don't know how to deal with my story at all.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't want to deal with it, so I'm just gonna go to this spider town.
She's too angsty. It's too much of that teen angst. And also killing her best friend on accident.
Yeah, you kill your best friend on accident, and your dad, and you got to tell your dad about it.
She didn't even kill him. He knocked a beam down that fell. The building fell on him.
Right, but like her scene was, her dad's so self-righteous that she has to like. She's like, I know how this plays out.
Yeah, you're gonna arrest me.
You can. So it's like she's like, I can't deal with this shit.
Yeah, so she just dips.
She's like, I'm out. I'd rather go just hide in the multiverse.
Yeah.
Than deal with my feelings. That's the decision she makes.
Yeah, that's what's going on. So good stuff. I mean, like powerful stuff there. I like all around. And same thing with Miguel. You get a little bit of his backstory, and it is also fucking sad. His is probably the shortest and probably the saddest.
I actually don't remember his.
So,
but I remember his intro.
Like
his intro was like, he's a badass.
His daughter dies, so he works on multiverse stuff, and he finds another him that didn't get turned into Spider-Man, but who died in a car accident or something like that. So he just went to that dimension and took that guy's place, essentially.
So he knows, like,
and it tore apart that entire universe.
Well, that makes this movie make even more sense, and from his perspective,
right.
Why he thinks the way he thinks.
Yeah, that's why he's like, at all costs, that cannot happen again.
I can't do this
because
again.
Literally everybody everybody you have ever met, you would watch them die all over again. Oh God, that would be
just
fucking
in
terrible.
A different way.
Yeah. Terrible.
Damn.
Heavy stuff. But yeah, I like what do you think of fucking Hobie? Hobie?
I think it's Hobie.
Yeah, I think it is Hobie.
So like so Gwen's first team, like she's part of this punk band. And they're like, "Hey, stop hitting the drum so hard." And she's like, "This is how I get rid of my emotions."
Yeah, right.
And so her first team, kind of the band she fell out of, and then she falls into this multiverse team of spider people.
Play the fuck out of them drums too.
She could. And so you get Gwen Stacy, or Gwen Spider-Man. How do you say that?
Spider-Woman.
Gwen Spider.
Some people, it's Spider-Gwen, but
Spider-Gwen.
Nobody calls her Spider-Gwen. The character's name is Spider-Woman.
So you get her. You get the gal on the motorcycle.
Spider-Woman.
Spider-Woman. You get Miguel O'Hara. Is that O'Hara?
Yeah.
right out the gate, you get like big time, and then you get some nods at some people, which is Hobie. You're like, who is this Hobie guy?
Spider Punk.
He is punk as hell. And who's the other guy? There's an Indian spider.
Oh, he's Spider-Man India.
Dude, he's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, he's fucking cool.
He's
man.
a little too cool.
Yeah, he's very cool.
He needs to be broken just a little bit.
Well, that's that is one of the big fuck ups Miles did is when he goes to Spider-Man India's universe, he saves
he
his
messes up the storyline.
His like version of Captain Stacy, and he fucks up that canon event. All of a sudden, Spider-Man's put in a position where he can only save person A or person B, because although you are super, you can't stop time.
Yep. But when you have two Spider-Men.
Yeah. He's like, Spider-Man's always like, I can do both. And then some of them are like, not all the time.
Yeah.
You can do both a lot, but you can't do it every time.
And Miguel knows that.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
he's like, he's trying to save. But it's one of those like, all right, well, like I said, what's it? Who's the kid?
Miles?
Miles. Okay. Like I said, Miles, like his coming of age story begins in the multiverse, not in his universe.
Yeah.
So it's like, how are you going to play this out? Like how, like he's going to succeed.
Yeah.
So how does this play out? Like,
bro,
Miguel is in his way. Miguel, because he only sees it from his universe perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so he's thinking next level dimensions is like, whoa.
I will say this: out of all of the Spider-Men, Miguel O'Hara will kill a man.
Oh yeah, I'm afraid of him.
Yeah, he will. That's his bite, his fangs. When he shows him when he has those fangs in the comic book. Well, the run that I read anyway, they were not retractable. And he kind of spoke with a lisp because of his teeth.
Well, remember, Miles is like, are you even Spider-Man? Like, what are you?
Spider-Man doesn't have fangs. But yeah, his venom is fatal. And he will kill a motherfucker.
He's literally terrifying.
Yeah, he's a monster.
His first introduction, well, not his first, but like his introduction to Miles, you're like, holy shit. Like, he is aggressive. Like, that was my first thought. Like, okay, he is badass, and I'd like to see where he goes from here.
All right, man. I guess here's what I want to know. Who's got the best Spider-Man suit?
See, this is where I wish I would have watched it multiple times.
Yeah.
Because I've only seen it once. There was so much to take in. Like, I don't know. Like, there's so much. And that feels like a cop-out answer, but I've seen it once. So
yeah, it is a lot to take in.
There's man, I don't know. Miguel O'Hara's, I think, is probably one of the top ones. He's just a badass.
Yeah, he is. He's badass. He's fucking scary, and his fucking webs glow. Yeah,
he's fucking. I mean, I love how they introduced like each country. Like, I actually thought the Indian Spider-Man. I was like,
dude, his fit looks fucking awesome.
I'm like, that looks Indian. He's like, I ain't gotta like do anything with my hair.
Right.
He's like, I look good. He's like, I'm smart. I ain't gotta try.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn.
Yeah, he needed to come down a notch, but his fucking.
But he didn't get it. He didn't get the chance to.
Yeah, his fit looks good though. Yeah, and because he's not humbled, I bet you it's going to get him killed. I bet you to get him killed, then it'll be Miles' fault, and that'll be another character arc.
Ooh. Story writer here.
Yeah, it's almost like I've seen a bunch of movies or something.
Or, I mean, they could go so many ways.
That'd be good, though, dude. Hubris will always get you killed in a movie. Movie with heroes.
But you can tell he's very hubris. Like, he hasn't had his defining moment.
Look what happened to Iron Man. He had lots of defining moments and still had hubris, and now he's dead.
Yes.
Look at Steve Rogers. No hubris, just lived a great life.
He's a badass dude. He just lived the entire time.
Bad motherfucker, yep.
American.
Man, there's so many fucking Easter eggs in here. I don't really want to talk about them, but I do.
Well, I kind of want to talk some.
Okay, lay it on. What do you got?
There's Lego Spider-Man.
This Lego Spider-Man?
Dude,
yeah.
And the team calls him, like, you're one of the most, responsible or like reliable.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, he's Lego Spider-Man. It's like he can't mess up.
You can't crush him.
Like he's a small guy.
Yeah.
And he's, like he can't be a bad guy.
Nah, Lego Spider-Man, he's got to
Like,
be good as
you're
gold.
one of the most reliable Spider-Man. It's like, of course I am.
Yeah,
But
man.
I like the British punk rock dude.
You ever play the Lego games?
I haven't.
They're fun.
They look good.
Yeah, they're fun.
I just haven't played them.
Yeah. I liked Hobie. It was cool to see Spider-Punk. They
kind of nod at him a few times before they introduce him. Like it's going to be Gwen's boyfriend or something. Like they set up the tension, kind of. I never really bought it, but like they were trying to set it up.
Nice. When he's like, the Peter B. Parker has a baby now. And there's a bit where the baby's like walking around and he's like, oh, she pooped her diaper or whatever. And he's like, Hobie's like, kid's an anarchist. She's like crawling upside down on a fucking thing or whatever.
The baby is awesome.
Yeah.
But Peter B. Parker, he turned into this middle-aged guy that loves showing off his babies, and he's like the most, like, not most annoying, but he's like, he shows those annoying aspects of like, hey, look at my baby. It's like, I don't need pictures of your baby. Your baby's right here.
Mm-hmm. But we could just look at the baby.
But the baby is adorable.
And
she's Spider Baby or whatever.
Yeah.
Like she's crawling around on the ceiling
and shit. Yeah. I like the bit. It's like he goes back to his universe and MJ's there. And she's like, oh, how was work or whatever? And he's like, oh, man, I don't know if I'm being a good father. And she's like, well, there's no playbook for raising somebody like her or being somebody like you. So,
and she's like, did you take our daughter to work again?
Did you take our daughter to a fight? He's like, no, because you specifically asked me to, and I would never do that.
Right. And he clearly did.
Yeah, definitely.
She was in it.
Right, yeah. Man, good
She's
stuff.
She's going to be a badass when
good
she grows
stuff
up.
with the
Think
kid. Spider-Cat made an appearance.
Spider-Kid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Spider-Cat. Yeah, Spider-Cat actually stopped Miles.
Spider-Cop.
There was T-Rex.
Yeah, T-Rex. Spider T-Rex, man. Spider T-Rex.
Spider-Rex.
Spider Tyrannosaurus. I don't know what his name is.
I mean, there's so many.
I knew it was out there.
There's so many versions of Spider-Man. I love how they kind of start to glue it. I feel I do an injustice to Spider-Man in the Spider-Verse by not knowing all these like comic book characters.
It's too much. Man.
But
I don't know it all either. And I was into that. Like that was like my big thing until I was like in high school.
But we're talking about it, so I feel like I don't do some of those people that are hardcore. Like, in the Spider-Man, I'm like, oh, my bad. I'm not doing y'all justice.
Yeah. I do want to mention that they put Ben Reilly in it, who's voiced by Andy Samberg. It's the Scarlet Spider. He's the one that just wears like a blue hoodie and the plain red suit. Very fucking 90s, very extreme, super intense. Andy Samberg does a nice job with it, I think, but that's a bit of fun. We were talking about before the show, if you're not familiar with Ben Reilly, the Scarlet Spider, he is a clone of Peter Parker, who then moved to the West Coast and joined the West Coast Avengers.
There's so many good cameos, like, all over.
Oh, they're everywhere,
like,
man.
It is cameo, like, 101, just introducing people how they should be introduced. And you're like, oh, hey.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Like, the Indian Spider-Man, like, I feel like he is Spider-Man. So, the reason I asked earlier about what timeline it is, like, you skip timelines from each Spider-Verse. So, like, the Indian Spider-Man, he is a couple 300 years ahead of us.
I didn't think so. It seemed like present day.
No, dude. He had a city like that was like 15 stories. No,
it's
it was
Mumbai.
Like 50 stories.
It's Mumbai, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was like futuristic.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was just regular.
No.
It is a huge fucking city.
Yeah, like he falls like through the city for like a half a mile. He falls.
Man, maybe they have more tall building. I don't know.
Like he has the yo-yo spider. Like
Yeah, it's not called a yo-yo. I tried to look it
Whatever.
up, and I lost it or whatever. Yeah, but it is dope because he also does have webs, but he just doesn't use them that often because he uses that fucking yo-yo. I gotta know what that fucking thing's
There's
called.
so many good spider people introductions or hints at cameos. Like I didn't know what to expect coming into this movie, and I was like, coming out of this movie, I'm like, okay, this is the Spider-Verse, and I am pumped. Like they just set a whole thing up. They just set it all up, and Miles is part of it, and he is the first part of it. He is the Spider-Man to the multiverse. The introduction.
Oh yeah.
So we haven't even talked about that. Miles, like his coming of age story, like we kind of talked about, like in Into the Spider-Verse, most Spider-Men, women, people, whatever,
Spider Peoples.
they have their coming of age story. Miles had a different one because his version included 2 Spider-Men.
Right.
He wasn't supposed to be Spider-Man. He wasn't. Like,
No.
the only reason he was if you think back to the first movie, was Kingpin opened up the verse.
In
And
relation
Spider
to...
came
Yeah.
from another dimension.
Sorry, I don't mean to backtrack, but when we're talking about Spider-Man India, his fucking yo-yo thing, I found a thing that said the Diablo is a juggling or circus prop consisting of an axle,
The
two
Diablo?
cups, two cups, hourglass shape, or discs derived from the Chinese yo-yo.
It's a fucking yo-yo. It ain't no, like, little devil.
It looks more like cups than a yo-yo.
It's a yo-yo.
I don't know. Yeah, okay. All right, yeah. If it's just a regular ass yo-yo,
It's a
I thought it was a
yo-yo.
different thing.
I mean, it's the same concept.
It is the same
Get out
concept
here,
of a
like,
yo-yo.
what is it?
Anyway, it's fucking dope. Like him doing it on the thing, it's fucking sick. Anyway, you were saying?
What was I saying? Where was that?
I was fervently looking up the yo-yo thing. I'm not sure.
You caught me in between. Hold on.
Let's have a think and sip here.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's not
That's
bad.
real good.
I was hoping to see some of the old crew for more than just a second, like Spider-Ham,
Oh,
Spider-Man Noir.
okay. So let's go back to Gwen Stacy and Gwen Spider.
Okay.
Spider Gwen. I'm gonna fuck all this up. Anyway. Okay, so Spider Gwen. She has her own whole story through the, like, I love how they have multiple stories in a movie in the multiverse. Like they have Miles' story, they have Gwen's story. At the same time.
Yeah.
They really do. And Gwen's torn between her dimension and helping Miles and keeping a secret that everybody else knows. That she can't tell him.
Yeah.
Uh,
She could tell him. She was trying to protect him.
but he doesn't see it that way.
You wouldn't when it's just the objective truth.
Right.
When it's just the objective truth, you're not protecting. You're hurting them by not saying.
It's like if you don't say it, then no one could reconcile the truth.
Coward.
Right.
It's hard to tell someone you love a terrible truth.
Yeah. It's like you either are able to face it or you hide from it.
Yeah.
And it's one of those like, oh, fuck. Well, she's just like, I'm going to run from this shit.
Yeah. Yeah, she does. She bails the fuck out. I like Spider City. I like the multiple dimensions he goes to. Let's talk about Dimension 42 for a second.
Dude, I am so pumped.
Right? Because I bet you...
Dude, Miles is such a badass in that verse. Holy shit. Like,
Yeah.
you're getting a good versus evil Miles, basically. Like, you're
Yeah.
getting the Spider-Man, the good, versus the universe that grew up without a Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
So you get the exact the
It's
opposite.
just going to be fucking terrible everywhere you go.
So Miles is basically, what's his name?
Miles Morales?
No.
Spider-Man.
No.
Prowler.
Prowler.
Okay.
You. So Spider-Man versus Prowler, but he's looking like good versus evil, dead in the face. Like,
Oh, dude.
They're both looking at each other like, damn, this is how we had to survive, huh?
Yeah, his braids look cool. Like, that's a tough look,
Like,
man.
they both look at each other like, this is how we have to survive, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, this is how you did it, this is how I did it.
He looks just fucking dead behind the eyes.
Yeah.
And it's because his dad died, and he spent way more time with Uncle Aaron.
Yep.
And Uncle Aaron got him into a life of crime, and he just fucking liked it.
And he excelled because he's smart.
Right. Yeah.
Dude.
I'm
so pumped. And that's, okay, so that's towards the end of the movie, so you don't know that, like you kind of build up to that, and you're like, oh, there is a fucking verse out here that I need to, like, I'm tied into now.
Yeah. They've seen him emotionally freaking out, and he's getting ready to hit him with that venom, his venom charge or whatever, his blast.
Yeah.
And it's going to be fucking good shit, because they don't know he can do all that shit. They don't know him either. All they know is that he is also Miles.
Well, he is the original anomaly to the Spider-Verse. So
right.
Everybody else is an original to their universe.
Yeah.
He is the original to the Spider-Verse. And they're all kind of hating on him. Like,
yeah,
you're not supposed to exist. It's like, bro, you're not supposed to exist either.
You're not supposed to be Spider-Man is what they're all fucking butthurt about. It's like, you're not supposed to.
It's like, none of us are.
Because he's black? I don't think so, man.
No, it's none of them are supposed to be Spider-Man.
No, it's an accident every time.
But, like, they all got to find their purpose.
One of them's a fucking clone, okay? If anybody's not supposed to be Spider-Man, probably the clone
one.
Yeah.
So hold on. Let's talk about, okay. So I mentioned there was multiple storylines going. So there's Spider-Gwen, sorry.
Uh-huh.
Miles Morales as Spider-Man. Then the no, hold on.
Miles' parents?
No. Well, that's a pretty good storyline. Then you get the villain story arc.
Oh, Spot?
It builds the entire time.
Dude, he's good. He's a good villain.
He's terrible at first.
Yeah.
He can't even rob a fucking ATM.
Well, he's a brilliant scientist. He's just kind of a hapless fucking weirdo apart from that.
But, like, that's how his story starts. You get to experience the original, like, you're a shitty fucking villain.
I keep waiting for him to say something smart, but he's just a dumbass all the time. When he's like, hypothesis. I was going to be like, oh, lay it on me, big guy. He's like, I'm going to put my hand in this hole. I'm like, that's not a hypothesis.
You're a dork.
Oh, yeah. He's a lot of fun, though, man, and he is going to be a scary villain.
He's scary
could just
at the end of the movie.
Rip apart the fabric of space-time.
Because he realizes every universe that he goes to Alchemex.
Yeah.
Which is like how Miles got into the multiverse.
Right.
So his villain is going into each universe and getting more power from the same thing that created Miles, basically. And it's terrifying. Once, towards, you see his build. Like, from the very beginning, he was a very shitty. He is villain of the week. That's what everybody calls him.
Yeah.
Even Gwen, Spider-Gwen, she's like, oh, he's just a villain of the week.
Right.
And Miles plays with them the entire time.
I would immediately be way more concerned about that guy.
Well, but at the very beginning, you're like, he's kind of a shit.
He's kind of an idiot.
He's kind of an idiot.
He's
kind of like, he can't rob an ATM. Like, he's just punching holes and he's falling through them.
Oh, right. He's just trying to reach in the cash machine and get some money.
And then he figures it out.
Yeah. Then he does fucking figure it out big time.
And it's terrifying.
Figures out how to amplify his fucking power.
Like, he turns his weakness into the most OP, like, I'm scared.
Yeah.
What's going to happen here?
I don't know, man. It's going to be a good one. It is unfortunate that it is a cliffhanger, but that's going to do it. That's getting us pretty fucking close on time, guy. What do you want to... Let's go ahead and rate it.
Oh, it's 10.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a 10, no brainer.
If it's not a 10, y'all can fuck off.
You can listen to our older episode on Into the Spider-Verse. we both gushed about how great it is and how hard of a 10 it was, and that it just deserved so much praise for being so beautiful, smart, well written, visually stunning. And this one raised the bar. Like, I think it's better than the first one.
It's so at the first half of the movie, I was like, where is it going? Like, I don't really feel like this is building on anything or whatever. But it did set up like multiple storylines. And the first part of it puts you emotionally attached to the second part of the movie, which builds onto this universe. It's like, whoa, okay, now I am. I'm like, I'm involved. Like, let's go.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I really want to.
I'm pumped. Like, it lays a foundation.
I kind of wish I had
anywhere.
I kind of wish I had the flu so I could just watch them both back to back. You know what I mean?
For real. Like,
yeah, dude, they're fucking incredible. They're just really, really good flicks. And I think they're objectively good, even if you're not into Spider-Man. I think you would still enjoy them.
You don't have to be into Spider-Man at all.
Check them out if you get the chance. We're gonna go watch Arachnophobia.
Well, let's do it. Let's reignite childhood fears. Let's do that.
Let's rekindle that flame. We'll be back in a little bit. Here's the thing.
We're going to get up in it, boy.
It's my only beef with that song is that they say octopi. And I was told my whole life that it was octopi, and it is not. Octopuses? The plural of octopus is octopuses.
That's awesome.
Right, yeah, I kind of like it that way. All right, you ready, boy?
I'm born ready.
We're back. We watched Arachnophobia. We gritted our teeth and puckered our buttholes for the whole 1 hour and 43 minutes of this PG-13 1990 horror comedy. It's got a 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb, 93% on Rotten Tomatoes, 4 out of 5 on Common Sense Media. And
I think Danny and I both broke out in hives.
79% of Google users like this movie, directed by Frank Marshall on a budget of $22 million US. Screenplay by Don Jacoby and Wesley Strick. Box office $53.2 million. So this doubled up. Distributed by Hollywood Pictures, Walt Disney Studios. Didn't know that. Filmflex. Stars. Let me find the cast here. Shit, I hit a button.
Buttons. Jeff Daniels.
Shit. Jeff Daniels, John Goodman, Julian Sands, Harley Jane Kozak, Stuart Pankin, and Marlene Katz. That's pretty much it. Brian McNamara as Chris Collins.
I don't remember him.
Yeah, me neither, really. I pretty much just know Jeff Daniels, his wife, that's played by Harley Jane Kozak, John Goodman, and Julian Sands. He's the professor.
He's the diehard guy.
Yeah, the diehard guy. He's kind of Swedish or English, maybe. So this is the movie that gave me an irrational fear of spiders.
It's not irrational at this point.
And then I want to say after I'd kind of gotten over it, like a month or two later after I'd gotten over it, I saw one of those. I was outside. I was a young lad, and I was on the carport, and I saw one of those wolf spiders. They carry their babies on their back.
Dude. Okay.
And
we're not going to go there already.
They're big spiders, but they're not fucking humongous.
Oh, they're humongous. I don't know what you're talking about.
They're pretty good size, yeah. But they carry their young on their back, so they look even bigger. And I stomped on one, and all the babies started crawling up my leg. And it was straight up nightmare fuel. And that solidified for another 30 years, me just being like, I can't fuck with spiders. I'm getting over it now. But this was probably not a great movie for me to watch.
And this has been just 2 movies. All right.
Yeah. Good night, folks. Jackson, what would you say this movie's about without spoiling it?
I don't care. I'll spoil it because I hate this movie.
Okay.
I have an irrational fear because of this movie. I swear, I'm pretty sure I broke out in fear of anxiety of spiders watching this fucking movie.
Yeah. I had to have Alicia give me a good back scratch because I just was fucking crawling.
My neck is red as shit because I was just like, okay, I'm like scratching.
Yeah, I would have expected, this to have like bad effects.
No, it was pretty solid. Like
it was
movie.
It was pretty solid, actually. Yeah.
So I've seen this like maybe 2 or 3 times before, maybe like once actually. I just remembered it like more than once.
I had only ever seen it once,
but
was never brave enough to watch it a second time.
So Jeff Daniels, he and his wife are from the city.
Yeah.
And they moved to the woods where Danny and I are from.
Yes.
And we grew up in the woods.
We got spiders.
So we've seen these big ass spiders. And these big ass spiders that are in this movie have poison.
Venom.
Or whatever. Anyway, the big spiders that we have around here don't necessarily have venom in them. The smaller ones do.
Oh, we have black widows and brown recluse.
Yeah, smaller ones. So that's the ones you got to be afraid of. But when you start seeing like big ones, and you have to like look over your shoulder, and you have to start fearing about that, like,
ugh.
My skin is crawling.
Yeah, not a fan. This was surprisingly tastefully done, I think.
It wasn't as bad as I like. The movie's actually a pretty good movie. I just hate the way it made me feel.
yeah, I did have kind of a visceral reaction to it because it was, I think for the time, very well done. I mean, there's like 2 or 3 bits where you're like, oh, look at that fake spider.
Yeah.
But they use a lot of real spiders in the filming of it. And while they don't, I'm sure that they are harmless house spiders or whatever, they are rather large.
They're disgusting. Spiders are disgusting. Can everybody agree on that? I mean, 95% of us can agree on that.
I think so. And you're weird. I'm so torn because they are incredible animals.
They have 8 eyes.
They
whatever.
They just do so much fucking cool shit, and I'm like, wow, I'm impressed by them. But
they
also,
make silk out of their butt.
They do have silk out of their butt.
Like that's their home. Like imagine if that was your home. Like you had to make your home. You had to make it out of your butt.
Doing that butt stuff. Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to make a home today. It's like...
Man, fucking nasty critters, though.
But hey,
I'm trying to figure out what else to say about it.
Let's run through just basics.
Okay. You have a photographer, and he's from a sleepy little town, and he goes to Venezuela on a team to photograph they're looking for insects.
They kill everything in the rainforest.
Yeah, and they find some spiders, and they get some samples or whatever, and one of them bites the photographer, and he dies. They throw his ass in a pine box and ship him home, but one of the spiders has like hitched a ride.
In a coffin.
It hitched a ride all the way to Jeff Daniels' new house, who is very afraid of spiders.
You just moved from the city to the country.
Right.
As a dentist, to take over a practice that the dentist there is not willing to give up.
Well, he's a doctor.
He's like,
He's a medical doctor.
Oh, okay. Is that what they call him?
Yeah. Well, no, he's not a dentist.
Well, back in the 1900s, a doctor was everything.
I guess.
A dentist.
Yeah. In the 90s?
A cold person.
Like this was fucking forever ago.
The person that put you in the ground. Like that was your doctor.
Yeah, I guess.
And now we have like doctors for everything. Doctors for your...
Yeah, it's true. You got a different doctor for your kidneys than you do for your heart.
Parts of your body. I was like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah. I'm the finger doctor.
No, it's just like, dude in the 1900s gave you morphine. Like, that'll fix you up.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so his barn and cellar become the epicenter for the spider activity with this spider that has an incredibly powerful venom. It kills people within mere seconds of being bitten.
All right, I'm going to say one thing. This movie just makes me cringe just talking about it. So, this is a terrifying movie. It's not a bad movie. It's just like I'm just talking about it and I'm like,
The spiders are done really well, and if you don't like spiders already, I think this still will make your skin kind of crawl.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's crawling.
So I wouldn't say bad movie. I would say objectively, I think this is just a pretty good flick.
It is.
Honestly, on a rewatch.
It is.
Yeah. Man, I'm loving St. Louis's own John Goodman.
John Goodman is a hillbilly exterminator. He's like, well, he knows everything about like what should happen with like insects and bugs, and like he's an expert.
Oh yeah, and he's gonna let you know for sure.
He knows what he's doing.
I think it's because he's the only one in town.
He's probably the only one in the fucking like
county,
like not county, just like half state. Like
Right.
he looks like a professional exterminator.
I'm not positive where this takes place, but
It's like Missouri.
it seems like Missouri, doesn't it?
It
Yeah,
does.
It's got a very Missouri feel about it. I like a lot of I wouldn't even call them extras, but like the offshoot characters, like the lady who offers to throw Jeff Daniels a party for moving to town.
Yeah, she's a good guy.
She's funny.
Like I feel like I would run into her these days.
Yeah, the cop, he's a dick, but the character works or whatever.
He's kind of a dunce. Dunce of a sheriff. Like,
Dunce, exactly. Yep. So, they call the exterminator, and the bodies start dropping, and he's like, "Oh, we need to exhume those bodies and do a fucking where we look at the bodies, autopsy. That's what it's called.
They dig up bodies.
Yeah,
pretty easily though. Like, oh
yeah, with like a backhoe.
Yeah, they're like, well, let's figure out what's going on here, and they just start digging up bodies. Like,
boom, spider bite. So they call the local expert, which is the guy that just got back from Venezuela months ago or whatever. And he sends his assistant. His assistant goes down. He calls him. And he's like, "Hey, man, fuck." He's like, "Hey, man."
I don't think you said that.
"Hey, man, they're wanting to quarantine the town, so you're gonna have to come here. This is out of my league."
Yeah.
So the guy does, and he's like, "Oh my god, this is the spider.
This is the spider.
This is the same fucking spider that I saw in Venezuela."
No one wants to admit it either.
No, they don't. They're just like, "No, can't be spiders.
No, it's just a heart
It's got to be
attack.
malpractice. We'll have you stripped of your
His
degree."
name's Dr. Death for like 3 people. He's like,
Yeah.
I just got here.
Right. Oh man. So things just escalate essentially until he finds the fucking egg sack, sets it on fire.
I wish y'all could see my face. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm terrified.
Jackson
I'm
looks like he's
disgusted.
fucking wedging a board up his butt and he's sucking on a lemon. He's not loving it. Yeah, so they eventually get the nest taken care of or whatever. Your classic egg sack. That's what he tells me. You're just going to be looking for your classic egg sack. White, pulsating.
Oh my God, I hate it.
I kind of like that bit. Like, that's the right amount of levity for me. When he's like, "Yeah, you'd be looking for the queen and like the egg sack." And then John Goodman chimes in. He's like, your basic egg sack.
Your base. Yeah, John
Your
Goodman.
run of the mill, your starter egg sack. White, pulsating.
Disgusting.
Yeah. Oh God,
I don't
it's
think
good.
he had it in there, but it was like...
I like Jeff Daniels' like 5-minute boss fight in the basement.
Yeah, that was strange.
Yeah.
Like
Because it's like
goes
at the end of a monster movie when you have to fight the monster, but the
monster never
monster's
says
just
anything.
it's like the size of a baseball.
So he like the most disturbing sound in this movie is when he like swings. What is like?
Oh, it's a shovel.
A
Yeah,
shovel?
he swings a shovel at it
And
and,
he
hits it, and knocks it across the room, and it makes this like thud.
A thud of a sound.
Like
and it's
you can just tell it was meaty.
Oh, that was like 10 pounds.
Yeah, it's just a meaty fucking thing he smacked with that. It'd be like if you suspended a squirrel in midair and hit it with a shovel,
It goes
like
ding.
that meaty fucking slap to it. Ugh, gross.
That was the spider.
Yeah, I am gonna get
she was-
super drunk so I can sleep at all tonight.
She was the queen
She was.
of his double wide.
Yep. His double wide queen spider. Man, fuck it, what a weird turn of events that we watched it and was like, yeah, actually, no, this holds up.
Yeah, Spider-Man sucks. No.
You got bit by a spider? What a freak.
You got bit by a spider, you're dead. It's like the two opposites.
Jesus.
It's like, what happened? 1, you become super powerful. 2, you become home to a race of
dead.
that, and you allow a race of they're dinosaur spiders, aren't that? Isn't that what they're looking for?
Kinda. It's like, these spiders have lived here and only here for millennia.
But they were looking for dinosaurs at the very beginning of the movie.
Yeah, I guess
They were, and they found spiders.
Yeah, they did find spiders. Big bastards. They look like, okay, so the queen and the ones I see at the beginning are about the size of those bird-eating spiders. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah, I don't like them. Tarantulas, big ones.
Just bird-eating spiders.
tarantulas.
Bird-eating tarantula or whatever. Big bastards. And then when they come over here, it's like, oh, it mated with a common house spider and made a deadly whatever. And
they're everywhere.
It's like offspring are just it's just the right size spider where if you saw it in your house, you'd be like, fuck me, it's a big spider. But it's not really, not in comparison. It's not the size of a tarantula. It's just a large house spider.
It's like, oh, okay.
Ugh.
Yeah, that first big scene of him going back into his house when he's like, oh, it's the spiders that are killing everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes back into his house and the spiders just start crawling out of crevices everywhere.
Oh, dude, they're all over the fucking house.
Just run, please.
Burn that fucking...
Just burn it?
Yeah.
Just set your house on fire. It's okay.
Just kick over a gas
Nobody's going to care. Insurance will cover it. Who
Small
cares?
town like that, fire marshal, everybody gets one. You know what I mean?
Everybody's like, yeah, you did the right thing.
You get one insurance fraud free card.
We're all in on it.
Yeah. Man, that shit happens around here.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Everybody wants a little, give me a little of that. Oh my goodness. Dude.
That's pretty much it.
So what you been watching?
Oh, we still got to rate it. I don't know that I would do anything differently about it, though.
No, I wouldn't do
modernize it. Like if you were going to redo this, I'd say leave the bit of comedy that's in it.
Jeff Daniels John Goodman and Jeff Daniels, they kill it.
John Daniels and Jeff Goodman?
Is that what I said?
No.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Well,
to you.
No. Fuck.
Yeah.
John Goodman, Jeff Daniels.
Yeah.
They knocked it out of the ballpark.
Gon Goodman.
No, that's not.
Def Daniels.
Mm.
All right. Get a pretty good movie, all in all, I think.
Actually, a really good movie. A movie that makes you break out physically in hives. I swear to God, I'm like scratching my neck. Like, it's gross. Yeah, so this is a 10 of a bad, like, quote unquote bad. I don't think this qualifies as a bad movie for me. I just think this isn't a pretty good movie that fucking stands up. There are a couple of things that didn't blow my doors off, but I think if you had 10 spider thumbs, how many spider thumbs you give this for? I guess just a regular ass movie. 8.5.
8.5. Yeah, that tracks for me too. Yeah, I think that actually sounds very fair.
I would give it a 10, but I hate spiders, so.
Yeah, I'm
not that amused.
I don't know. Some of the like music scoring I thought was weird.
They could do better.
It's weird. It's that thing that everything did in the 90s where they had like an orchestral band and they were like, now play a silly tune.
And it was kind of a build up to like 20 minutes.
Yeah. It's a bit long in the tooth. And we skipped a little tiny bit of it just to make up for time. But I think I'm going to stick with you and I'm going to go for, I think I'm going to go 8.5 as well.
I'm checking my back all night long right now. Just like, is there any spiders like falling from the sky?
No, we don't have, we've never seen a spider in this house.
Oh, now you're going to. Thanks.
Yeah.
Awesome. Jinx.
You're welcome. Oh, fuck. You better knock on this particle wood. All right, yeah. I mean, I guess like I said, I mean, there's really nothing I would change about it. Let's go ahead and do the next segment.
Hey, what you watching?
What you watching?
What you been watching?
No, I ask you.
No, okay.
That's we're starting with you. I have to think of a thing.
No, you're good. I've been watching Vikings on Netflix.
Oh yeah?
It's been pretty good. It's the first time I've it's been out there forever. I just started watching it. What else?
Well, I know you really liked Marco Polo.
Yeah.
And I got into a little bit of Marco Polo. I watched a little bit of it, yeah, like probably 3/4 of the first season, and I was like, I get why you were into it.
Okay, so I watched it a long time ago, and then I rewatched it, and I was like, oh, there's a lot of sex scenes in here.
It's pretty fucking horny, actually.
I was like, okay, and I see why I watched it when I was okay. No. So Marco Polo, I like it.
Well, I liked it. I did, yeah. But is that are you kind of getting the same vibe from Vikings, or what? Like, compare the two for me. I
think
guess.
Vikings might be a little more historically accurate. I don't know. Actually,
is that with Ragnar?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Like,
Alicia and I watched like 2 seasons of that. That's a pretty good show.
I'm on the 3rd season right now. So,
nice.
Like, I've just been binging that. I watched. Just recently came out on Netflix with Jennifer Lawrence.
Eat that mic a little bit. What is that called? Jennifer Lawrence, and she's like,
she's a hoe.
Yeah.
Fuck, what is it?
Sorry for the inconvenience, or sorry to...
No hard feelings.
No hard feelings, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so I watched that the other day, and I was like, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I've been wanting to check that out. Jennifer Lawrence is very funny.
It was actually pretty, like, solid movie.
Yeah?
Not bad.
Cool. I'll have to check that out. I did catch it on there, and it's already on my radar, so I do want to watch it, but I have not seen it yet.
It reminded me of that genre of like Saving Silverman and some comedy behind it.
Oh, okay.
A little more of that on the girl side.
Yeah. I don't hate that at all. I saw a preview clip or whatever where she's sitting down and talking to the parents. Cause what is the premise there? It's like the parents hire this hooker to like date their son, essentially.
Yeah. So the premise is, she's broke and she needs a job, and she reads an ad that basically says, "We want you to quote unquote date our son to get him out of his shell."
Yeah.
And they both seem like they find themselves in the movie.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds nice.
Strange.
What have I watched? I started watching, I put on twice, actually, the Netflix series Creature, or The Creature, and just have not been able to stay awake. But I probably just put it on too late, because it's very dark and it's in a foreign language, and reading just knocks me the fuck out.
Yeah, there's no way I could stay up or trying to read.
Yeah,
it's physical.
It depends on the movie. Like Parasite, that's like a movie that I originally put on like a little too late, and I stayed up for the whole thing, and because I really shouldn't have.
That keeps you invested. That's like, what's going to happen here?
Super intense. Watched a bit of that. I am almost done with Breaking Bad. I've got 1 episode left.
No shit.
The last episode of Breaking Bad. Yep.
Hold up. When did this happen?
I don't know, like a month ago. I was just like, I'm going to watch Breaking Bad.
That's me clapping my hands.
Yeah, it's the cultural landmark that I just, for whatever reason, have never watched.
Okay. You have 1 episode left?
Yes.
Okay, so let's hear it. Like, what is your opinion of the final season? So, the final season, when I watched it, I had to watch it on TV.
It's like watching a train accident in slow motion.
Mm-hmm.
And I quite like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, where is it going? It's like
I feel like I've picked up a couple of hints on what's going to happen, but ultimately I do not know.
But you can see kind of like, all right, here are the possible outcomes. But you've been on this ride the entire time where like all these possible outcomes could go. And this is where we've ended up.
Yeah.
Now where is it going to end?
I don't know. I'm really excited to actually wrap it up. What else have I
I'm
watched?
really curious. So the final season has some great episodes.
It does.
Okay. Tell me about the desert episode with the police, the two police.
Okay. Yeah. Hank and his partner,
Yes,
Gomez.
Hank and Gomez. Yeah, tell me your thoughts. Like, what'd you expect?
I did not expect those good old boys to just roll up.
Dude, yes.
Because I was like, he calls him off or whatever.
He's like, "Don't
and then the
show
guy
up."
shows up anyway. Clever guy,
Yeah,
you know. And I have already seen the movie El Camino. I'm gonna rewatch it,
Don't worry about that movie.
but that ties in to
it
that.
does-
You know what I
it
mean?
definitely
It's
ties in.
part of that. Man,
So-
fucking good stuff though. I
So,
like
like,
the way
you're
they just like they capture Jesse and they're like, we're pretty much just gonna torture you and make you cook meth. That's it.
That's what they made him do. Like,
Yeah.
they just threw him in a fucking tank. Like, here you go. But what do you think about Walt rolling up?
Dude, Walt's a bad motherfucker, man. He's a bad
Put
motherfucker.
a 50 cal in a, like, Cadillac.
Yep.
In the trunk.
Yeah. He's a wild card, that guy.
It's just, this is what I'm going to do.
Yep. Really enjoying that. Can't wait to button it up. What else? Recorded 2 episodes this week, so I watched a lot of movies for the podcast.
Nice.
But I'm trying to think. I'm like, I know that there was something else that I watched that I was like, yeah, I like this. I'm going to talk about this on the show. I watched Talk to Me, but I talked about that previously. That's a good one.
There's been a few movies I think I've watched recently that I could probably pull up my Netflix account. and
What
see.
do you got on your radar? Is there anything you're like really looking forward to, or?
Dude, Across the Spider-Verse, I need to watch it again.
Yeah, it's you should have. I can't believe you rented it. I would have told you to just fucking go to Walmart or Best Buy or whatever you're close to up there
I'm
and
an
just
idiot.
just go buy a hard copy of it because you'll want to watch it again and again and again probably. Gosh, man, it gets me so fucking pumped up.
The movie was so fucking.
And also, it's a movie you could watch to get pumped up and if you just needed to have a nice cry.
Dude, you got to feel. There's a lot of emotion baked into that movie.
Yeah,
And-
there for
and-
sure is.
So the reason I think like the animation part gets you is, like, instead of live action, because they can bake visuals into the actual scenes.
Into it as well. Like when Gwen's talking to her dad and she's all blue, like she's cold temperatures and
It's
he's
all
warm
pastel
temperatures.
colors.
Yeah, he's trying to warm her up and she's cold and then when she goes in to hug him they both turn like that warm pink color. Just fucking lovely visuals.
Yeah.
But I mean we will probably have gushed about that enough. I still have
we
been
haven't.
I've been reading my book. I got a Kindle. I haven't seen you in a while, so this is all news to you. I got a Kindle. I've had more time to read lately, so that's
Nice.
been fucking awesome.
Been reading good books or manga? Or
I am reading Broca's Brain by Carl Sagan.
Okay.
It's just
Scientist?
like an educational book, educational text.
Is that a good read or is it like kind of boring? Or
I think it's fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't think it's boring, but I referred Birdman to read his other book that I really enjoyed called The Demon Haunted World, Science is a Candle in the Dark. And he didn't care for it. I don't even think he finished it, honestly.
Never heard of it.
But I listen to Stuff to Blow Your Mind, the podcast.
Yeah.
It's an educational podcast I listen to.
I've seen you on a couple of podcasts lately.
They've referred to a couple of his books, and I went out and picked them up. And pretty much any of the books that they refer, I really have liked quite a bit.
Nice.
I did a guest spot on the ATI podcast. Talked with those fine gents about a Guillermo del Toro movie called Kronos.
Kronos.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's kind of a fun twist on a vampire.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like a new twist on a vampire.
It's fucking pretty good.
You ever seen what's that one? With it's a newer one. Fuck, what's his name?
Last Voyage of the Demeter? I want to watch that.
No, Telephone, the Booth or Booth. What's his name?
Telephone
booth, the guy.
The guy in the telephone booth movie?
Yes.
Colin Farrell.
Yes.
Okay.
You seen the vampire movie with him?
I guess not. Recently?
Dude, it's a good vampire movie.
Really?
Hell yeah.
Why am I not knowing what this is?
It's like
Colin Farrell vampire movie.
It's him.
Holy shit.
It's a good take on it. It's fun.
Fright Night?
Yeah, Fright Night.
What?
Dude, it's a good take on it.
Oh yeah, I knew Colin Farrell was in that, but that's
we ought to watch it sometime.
That's fucking
maybe next Halloween.
Fucking Doctor Who. What's his fucking name?
Doctor Strange?
No. It's from 2011. It's not new, but David Tennant. Yeah, it's got David Tennant in it. Fucking Anton Yelchin.
It's got the kid from McLovin.
Oh, yeah. Christopher Mintz-Plasse.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I have seen this before, but it's been a minute.
It's a solid vampire movie. It's a cool take on a new century vampire.
That's a remake.
Probably.
That movie. No, it is.
Okay.
There's a older one, I think, from the 80s or whatever. Might be early 90s. Yeah, good stuff, though. Friday Night. I like that. Let's see here. I watched something else. There was something else I wanted to talk about.
I've been watching a lot of, like, Animal Planet stuff.
Oh, yeah. I did start watching Life on Our Planet or something like that. It's a Netflix series.
Yep.
Good shit.
I like animal, like, when they start putting stories around animals. I'm like, all right, that line does not think that way, but she's going after it.
Right, yeah. I hate it when they try to anthropomorphize them, like give them human traits.
Oh, she's out there to save their babies. Like, kind of.
Sort of.
Instinctually, yes.
Right, yeah. They're not thinking about it like that. They don't have that thought process, but they're just like...
I just want to breed and make sure...
right. I want to make sure that all the work that I wasted raising these young isn't, for naught. Yeah, I did like that though. That's Life on Our Planet, narrated by Morgan Freeman. That's pretty good shit. I will tell you this though. I've always read it as cephalopods.
It is a cephalopod.
Well, that's what I thought, but Morgan Freeman says cephalopods.
Fuck Morgan Freeman.
And it fucking drives me nuts.
Morgan Freeman, for real, you can't call a cephalopod anything else but that.
He's calling them cephalopods.
You can't say cephalopod.
He's doing it. It's fucking recorded.
You're not from England.
They put it on fucking Netflix.
Bro.
Oi, in it, bruv.
Cephalopod. Like, what are you saying, dude?
I don't know. So it makes me wonder about all of his pronunciations or if my whole life is a lie.
Well, cephalopods are aliens.
Ugh. I just hate the sound of it. Cephalopods.
So, cephalopods, American way to say it.
Yeah.
They are legitimate aliens.
They
actually rule part of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, 70% of the earth is water, right?
I think so. It's a lot.
Humans are not even part of, like, majority of the world.
I saw a thing one time that was like, say 70% of the water is, 70% of the earth is water. False. 100% of the earth is land. There's just water on some of it.
That's true.
And I was like, ooh, got him. Yeah.
Very true.
There's a lot of deep
We got to talk about how much sphere and volume, I guess, at a certain level.
Yeah, I don't know. I think about it like a water balloon.
Right.
How much of it's full of water and how much of it's full of...
There you go.
Sand, maybe? I don't fucking know.
How much gold do you think Jesse James stole?
Where's this coming from?
No idea.
Okay. I don't know. Probably a lot.
Where do you think he put it?
If I knew, there's not a flying fucking chance I would tell you or announce it on this podcast. But I might tell you. I'd be like, hey, you got a shovel?
Okay, so you don't know. So let's... Where would you guess?
I would guess in a cave, if I had to guess. Okay. Somewhere.
So,
in a cave, somewhere.
Did you know he was part of a secret society?
Oh boy, here we go. Okay, tell me more.
His So theory goes
Is he of the skull?
No, he's part of a secret society of Canada that was called the Knights of the Golden Compass or Golden Circle or something like that.
Okay.
Their objective was to rebuild the South.
I don't love that.
Well, okay, so as an average person, not as a plantation owner. Like,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
like as an average person, like rebuild
They're from Canada? What skin does Canada have in the game?
cotton. I don't know. Business.
Okay.
I mean, everything around business is whatever. Like that's their fortune. Like part. Like
Well,
you connect a lot of dots.
I guess there was the Louisiana Purchase, and that was owned by the French, I think, right? Right?
Yeah.
We purchased,
We
the
bought
Louisiana
that
Purchase
from
was from the
Napoleon.
French.
We bought that from Napoleon. You know the Battle of New
Napoleon?
Orleans. Napoleon. You know the Battle of New Orleans. Andrew Jackson beat at that battle.
His meat?
He beat the guy from England that beat Napoleon on the battlefield of whatever battlefield Napoleon lost on. That's who Jackson beat in New Orleans.
Son of a bitch.
Right?
Man, I have to take all that at face value because I am terrible at history.
I'm great at history.
Yeah? Then what's
Kind
the
of.
name of the battlefield?
It starts with an L, maybe.
Okay, I'll take it. It probably does start with an L. I'll take that.
I'm close. I could look it up real quick, but I'm not going to. Actually, fuck it.
Yeah, go ahead. We got time. I ain't going nowhere. I got no plans. I'll tell you what my plan is, though, is once we are done here, I am just, I'm going to fucking hang out and tie one on. You know what I got to do tomorrow? I got to go do a little bit of light electrical work for my brother-in-law. And then I'm going to like an open bar thing for 4 hours to get fucking hammered, dressed up as Dale from Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
That sounds amazing.
It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time, I think.
Battle of Waterloo. Is that right?
Waterloo, it does have an L in it. You were pretty close.
Yeah.
Don't ask me if it's
Yes.
right. I don't fucking know. You could have told me it was the Battle of Le Mans, and I'd be like, yes, you're probably right.
What general is blamed for Napoleon's defeat at Waterloo? Okay. Marshal Grouchy.
Okay.
Okay. Let me see if I'm accurate here.
Let's see. We're testing for accuracy here.
Who
Ladies and
did
gentlemen,
Andrew
bear with
Jackson
us.
Beat Andrew. I'm gonna have to figure out.
So tell me more about fucking Jesse James being in a secret society of
Oh, yeah.
Canadians.
So
What's that all about?
if Jesse James wasn't just a rebel, and well, let's just say he was a rebel, just robbing train carts,
Okay.
right? He's robbing a lot of gold. Where's all that gold go?
He is. I don't know.
What do you do with it?
Hookers and whiskey, I would assume.
That's it. You raid all the gold heading west, and you get hookers.
Is cocaine an option in the Wild West? Probably not. That's more like the
I mean, you
80s.
can get like free stuff from the Indians, Native Americans.
Yeah, they don't really care for gold.
So, what's the purpose of robbing for a lot of gold? I mean, he was considered like a Robin Hood type person, right?
Yeah.
But what was the real rationale behind him?
You think he just gave it to the Southern common man?
Maybe.
People would have kept it, though. Like, there would be a record of it because people would have kept it.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, nice. Thanks, Jesse James.
Yeah. And a fucking gold coin from Jesse James. Weird.
Like, what? Like, he's famous for robbing gold from stagecoaches and trains.
Yeah.
But what was the real purpose of it? He robbed a lot. You can't be infamous for robbing and not rob a lot.
Right.
So what in the world did he rob, and how much of it, and why?
I don't know. I'm sure there's a documentary out there somewhere that's got some insight into that, but...
So, Knights of the Golden Circle. You know who else was part of the Knights of the Golden Circle?
Elvis Presley.
John Wilkes Booth.
Huh. Okay. Just a couple of guys with guns, huh?
They saw Abraham Lincoln as a tyrant.
That's a weird way to To see the guy who abolished slavery, like just a very humble man.
But think of it from a person that thinks that their only goal in life is to be free, to have their state free, to have no one world environment.
Okay.
They're just obliged to their state government. But then you centralize the power around a bunch of states and you combine them together and they're like, whoa. It's tyrant material, dude. Chill out. Because no one had done that before.
Okay, so what's the hypothesis here? That Jesse James robbed a bunch of gold and then gave it to Canada?
I think their purpose was to truly, I think it was to rebuild the South in some way or to support the Confederacy.
Yeah?
I don't know.
Big swing and a miss.
Probably. I don't know. It's just some guessing and some data collecting.
Okay. All right.
But they did. So, do you know what John Wilkes Booth said when he shot Lincoln?
Oh my God, I just fucking shot Lincoln.
He said, "Sic semper tyrannis."
So something tyrant. Semper is
death to all tyrants.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So the common man of the South felt Abraham Lincoln was a tyrant.
Oh, Semper's
trying to consolidate power. So I'm like, okay, interesting.
Weird stuff, man.
It's like part of the times, like people look at things from one perspective, and it's like, all right, what do you really think? Who do people really die for in wars today? And would you say they died for their own cause, or they died for somebody else's cause?
Oh, somebody else's, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you think...
Not knowingly.
So do you think plantation owners were the people that fought in the war?
No.
Okay.
No, hell no.
So...
never.
So the common person in the South... I feel like I'm trying to, justify slavery, but I'm not. I'm not at all. But, the common person is pretty fucking poor.
It sounds like you're saying that nationalism is dangerous to not only the nation that you love, but also your own physical well-being and the fact that you're alive.
That's very true.
Yeah. Slippery slope nationalism. Yeah. Well, that's been Politic Conspiracy Talk, our new segment of the show.
I'm going to go rob a stagecoach.
Hell yeah, dude, if they still had them.
Red Dead Redemption.
If they still had them.
Hey, who
I'm
would
not
you
the
be?
Smartest guy in the world, but I am smart enough to pull off a stagecoach robbery. And if they still had stagecoaches, that's what I'd probably be doing with my life.
There's so many miles without security. You just got to kill a couple of people.
That's it. Yep.
You're good.
It wouldn't be hard to hide either.
No. Just got to, ride your horse close. Well, that might be pretty hard. That's pretty action packed to do that.
It is.
But you just wait until they kind of stop close to a station, and then you get on.
Yeah.
Which happens if you're in Missouri, you're the gateway to the West. That's where all the money's coming through.
Oh hell yeah. Funnel it in.
Come on. That's where Jesse James taking it. He's taking all that money coming from the East to the West. He's like, all right, this is mine.
Big money. I like it.
I got you believing now, don't I?
Dude, I don't fucking believe shit.
I love it.
About anything.
I
don't have any opinions on it,
I
just don't know. Because largely, I am doomed to repeat history because I will not recognize that anything has ever happened.
But it's always been a good time.
Yeah, it has always been a good time.
Hell yeah.
Especially with spiders.
Dude.
All right, you got anything else?
Not really. I'm just fucking going.
I'm
riffing at this point.
I'm good.
I've been riffing for a long time. I don't even know why I went on this history lesson.
Dude, we got time out the ass. We are fucking good to go. So I guess that's gonna
I talked about Jesse James.
You did, yeah. It was a very specific departure from our normal material.
I don't know why that happened, but
it's fine. I'll leave it in.
Hey, y'all can tell me what you think.
Yeah, get in there.
Don't tell me. Tell Danny what you think.
Yeah, right. I said it's just two movies at Gmail. Shit.
Repeat it.
Write us at it's just two movies at gmail.com. Follow us on any social networks at It's Just Two Movies. We are on TikTok at It's Just Two Movies Pod. And, I think that's it. I think that's all I've got to say to end the show. But we do have one last thing. As we say at the end of every episode of It's Just Two Movies.
Hell yeah.
You guys aren't going to start sucking each other's dicks, are you?
Let's all that phone talk! We're a one-eyed Batman!
Can I make a suggestion that doesn't involve violence? Or is this the wrong crowd?
Maybe we should call in a bomb threat to Houston. I think it's free beer night at the Astrodome.
The Jedi, Bob. We don't fight with guns, we fight with our mind.
Cousin businesses are booming.
That is one big pile of shit.
Jog on.
It's Just Two Movies is a production of Blue Cheese and Bacon Studios and can be found wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, special thanks for the people who helped make this show. That is going to be Russ Tafari, God-Sized and Growing, and Sons for our music, Lamplighter Productions for our artwork. Oh, yeah, I definitely want to throw out a thanks to Dave, who takes care of our YouTube platform, and Justin, who has started doing our TikTok. You can find us on TikTok at Just Two Movies Pod. Yeah, so hit us up on socials and tell your friends and leave us a like if you could. That's the show. No.
The punker?
No.
Because that's what
That's Spider-Punk.
So it's this guy. What scene was he in?
He's in a few of them. But, okay, so you don't know who that guy is?
I don't remember.
Like, looking at that picture, that's not flooding you with any memories? Okay. So, I can talk about this a little bit on the show. There is...
About how far into the movie is it?
When he pops, it's like when he goes to the place with all the spider people is the first time you see him. And then he has like 2 other very brief scenes. But he's voiced by Andy Samberg.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay, so in the comic books, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. Maybe I'll bring this back up during the show, maybe not. So in the comic books, in one run at least, Spider-Man gets cloned. And his clone is this guy. Okay. And he changes his name from Peter Parker, because obviously it's not his name, he's a clone. So he changes his name to Ben Reilly, after Uncle Ben. And he moves to the West Side, and he joins the West Side Avengers.
The West Side Avengers?
Yeah, the West Coast Avengers.
I'm trying to get... Okay, hold up. I'm at this scene.